I have had enough of your attitude. I have had enough of your attitude. I complained to High Concern. Why you misbehaved me?
A black woman gets slapped by a flight attendant for not knowing her place, but what they didn't know would change everything in seconds. Sometimes the most powerful person on the plane isn't wearing a uniform. In the pristine first-class cabin of Flight 847, the soft hum of engines mixed with the gentle clink of champagne glasses and whispered conversations about million-dollar deals. The leather seats gleamed under warm lighting, and the air carried the subtle scent of expensive cologne and fresh orchids arranged in crystal vases. This was where power resided, or so everyone believed. Diana Martinez moved quietly through the aisle, her simple black dress and comfortable flats a stark contrast to the designer suits and diamond jewelry surrounding her. At 32, she carried herself with a quiet grace that most passengers barely noticed as she made her way to seat 1A. Her dark hair was pulled back in a neat bun, and she wore no jewelry except for a small, worn golden pin on her lapel, so unremarkable that it went completely unnoticed. "Excuse me," she said softly to the flight attendant blocking her path. "I believe that's my seat." The blonde flight attendant, whose name tag read Brittany, looked Diana up and down with thinly veiled disdain. Her perfectly manicured fingers gripped her tablet tighter as she stepped deliberately into Diana's path. "I'm sorry, but there must be some mistake," Brittany said, her voice dripping with condescension. "First class is for premium passengers only. Coach is toward the back." She gestured dismissively toward the economy section, her smile as fake as her eyelashes. Diana reached into her purse and pulled out her boarding pass, extending it calmly. "Seat 1A, Diana Martinez." Brittany snatched the boarding pass, her eyes narrowing as she scanned it. Around them, other passengers began to notice the commotion. A businessman in an expensive suit smirked behind his Wall Street Journal. A woman draped in pearls whispered something to her companion, both of them staring at Diana with barely concealed judgment. "This has to be a computer error," Brittany announced loudly enough for nearby passengers to hear. "Someone like you doesn't just end up in first class." She handed the boarding pass back with a flourish but made no move to step aside. Diana's jaw tightened slightly, but her voice remained steady. "I assure you there's no error." "Look," Brittany said, placing her hand on her hip. "I don't know how you got that boarding pass, but I can tell you right now that this airline has standards. We can't have just anyone sitting wherever they please. Our first-class passengers expect a certain